shogi, Shigaraki? Hey, get your feet off the table.
And they throw you in the booth, and it's like, okay.
Let me tell you a story about a young man named Bakugo. How as soon as I put that audition out, I was terrified that I would book it.
10 times or 100 times better than I could, but again, it was just one of those things.
Now, coverage like no other. Bringing you videos from the event floor. You're watching convention coverage.
Hello, my name is Morgan Berry. I'm the voice of 13 in My Hero Academia. Woo!
I am Kellen, and I am the English voice of Overhaul, Kai Chisaki. And this is Little Hall. He says hello.
Hi everybody, my name is Dallas Reid. I play Shota Nirengeki of Class 1B, and I play Juzo Honenoki of Class 1B, otherwise known as Mines and Mudman, respectively.
Hi, my name is Jill Harris, and I voice Mandalay of the Wild Wild Pussycats.
I am Johnny Yong Bosch, and I voice 9, which, if you haven't seen the movie, you wouldn't know who I am.
I was wondering if you guys had a favorite moment from the series. It doesn't have to be a character you necessarily voiced, but it can be overall in general.
Overhaul what?
Overall.
I'm a favorite. Hear that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my favorite moments from Overhaul are sort of like the moments where he's messing with Shigaraki's head, like doing these mind games, like, you ever play shogi, Shigaraki? Hey, get your feet off the table. You know, trying to make him uncomfortable, like, this is my domain, having control over everything. And then the big monster fights were also really fun.
Oh, okay. I think my favorite moment in the series happens during the training camp arc, and it is when that kid who very much just was not about Deku or heroes, like, witnesses the biggest sacrifice anyone's ever made and turns around instantly. I love moments like that.
Yeah.
And my hero does one very, very well.
I liked it when he got kicked in the, by that kid.
I liked Mandalay got to kind of share Kota's backstory with the audience, and I just felt very honored. It was like a very beautiful and touching, emotional scene, and that was just a pleasure to record.
I wasn't in the series. I was just in the film, but it was fun.
Disqualified by technicality.
It was fun to be a villain. Yeah.
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 So many good moments, like Deku versus Overhaul. Like, I had chills. Chills.
She's just saying that because I'm here.
No, I'm serious, though. It was one of those moments, like, you guys ever, like, watch something and then, like, it's such a powerful moment, and the acting was phenomenal, and it's to the point where you just can't help it. You just have the chills of, like, that was awesome. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Question for you is a bit interesting because, well, it's a bit of an AU, but I'll just go ahead and say it. How screwed would the heroes be if Izuku Midoriya was a villain with One For All?
Oh.
Yeah, they'd be in trouble. I've seen some villain, the villain
Deku?
AUs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like My Chemical Romance.
He looks so cool. He's got the vest and the gloves. I don't know. I thought that was cool.
He's very fancy.
Yeah,
boy.
very fancy. Fancy boy.
I think the fanciness alone would intimidate them.
Yeah, I like that.
It kind of looks after your villain look a little bit.
What's that?
Gloves. In most of the descriptions, he wears gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did the villains wear gloves? Why? Why is that?
Well, mine's because I'm a germaphobe.
Yep. So you have a reason for it.
I can't speak for anybody else. I think Gentle just wants to be fancy. And does 9 wear gloves?
I'm sorry?
Does 9 wear gloves?
Yeah.
Does he wear gloves?
Yes.
I think he does.
Okay, so maybe that's a requirement for being a villain.
Or he's got like a whole body.
Yeah. That counts. Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
If your characters came to life, what would their favorite food be?
Probably spaghetti because it fits through the holes.
Brilliant. I love it. Nice.
For Shota, I think his favorite food would probably just be whatever was fanciest in the restaurant that he was attending. And Juzo seems to me like a Go-Gurt man with those big flat teeth.
Yeah, but not just any Go-Gurt. It has to be the one with the, who was the annoying one? The monkey? Oh no, that's Danimals.
That's Danimals.
Yes,
yeah. No, Go-Gurt was very much more of like, I'm a cartoon kid on a skateboard.
Yeah. That's the 90s in a sentence.
I think Mandalay would go with something very sensible, something very kind of adult and boring, with a lot of protein. So I'm gonna go with like a grilled salmon.
Oh, nice.
I guess 9 in my mind is a sushi guy.
Ah, nice.
But he has to have 9 of everything.
Just 9, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an OCD thing. Like if he has any less or more, he's going to freak.
I feel like 13 would like Milky Ways just because space hero.
But they have to have 13 because any more.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you for your question. Yay.
If you were your character for one day, what would you do?
Destroy the world.
Probably quarantine.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got it. Okay, yeah. For me, I guess because it's 2 characters, it's 2 answers. If it's Shota, I don't know. He just can like hit things twice. But if it's Juzo, I think I'd do as much work on the American infrastructure system as I possibly can.
I don't know, all I can think of is Mandalay is very strong, and I am not. So maybe like loosen up the lids of jars because I have to go to my husband and be like, please open this. So.
Nice.
That's why I close them so tight.
I would probably use the power of black hole to clean up trash and debris from the earth, just because I feel like that's a good use of the power, you know? Oh, thank you.
All right, so I just looked through them. Definitely weather manipulation. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I feel
We could
like
get
that
some
would be-
rain in California.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, or I could go anywhere else and make it like California.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Oh, I like
be
that.
nice, too.
Make it sunny.
People might like me.
No, they wouldn't.
They might like me.
They
Like,
would.
it's too cold here.
I like
I
that.
can fix that.
Or they would bribe
for your question.
to get
Hey, that works
whatever
too.
they want. Yeah.
Hello.
Wondering how you got into voice acting.
Ah, I won a contest. Well, I mean, long story though. I started with theater, a lot of on stage and a little bit of on camera acting, and then I competed in a voiceover competition, and I won that competition. And through that, I got my first audition at Funimation, and then I kept getting auditions and booking from there, and here I am.
Yeah, I'm actually an actor myself.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice. It's fun.
Yeah, so basically that. I started on a site called Newgrounds when I was doing Flash animation, and I quickly discovered I had no patience for Flash animation because Flash animation likes to crash constantly. But I did like, acting, and I liked providing the voices for my friends' animations. So as time went along, I, met other people. We were on I don't know if you were on it, we were on this thing called the Voice Acting Club back in the day. And that's how we met a lot of the people we work with now, like Kira Buckland, Sean Chiplock, all of them. And, word of mouth, some friends will give you chances for auditions. And I was lucky enough to book one, and that led to everything else.
Accident. I was born in Maryland. My dad's job got shut down. They said Detroit or Dallas, and he said, I'll go to the one that matches my son's name. That'll be awesome for him growing up. And so, yeah, we moved down to Dallas, Texas, and every day, my entire life, people would be like, are you from Dallas? And I'd have to be like, no, I'm from Baltimore. And then they'd take my lunch money and beat me up in the locker. And then in high school, I started doing theater because after so long of people being like, hey, your name is Dallas, and that's a joke, you just want to be anyone else for a while. So I started doing theater, and I decided that I liked it. So after high school, I started doing it in college. It was the reason I enrolled in college, was just so I could keep acting. And thankfully, as I was doing that, somebody revealed to me that Funimation was 20 minutes down the road, and I could be doing this professionally if I wanted, so I started doing that instead. And yeah, it was able to immediately drop out of college because I was getting my fix and getting paid for it instead of having to pay them. So yeah, accident.
The teachers get mad when you miss too many classes for sessions.
Yeah. It's easier if you just tell them, okay, then I will drop out. Yep.
Like,
Goodbye.
I'm actually booking,
That's what I did too.
And yeah, like I had one of my college theater directors, because I did kind of drop out at an inopportune time, but I wasn't being treated well.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, I can't promise that I could give you a recommendation if you ever need one. And I was like, are you a working actor? And she was quiet for a minute, and I was like, because I can't promise I could give you a recommendation. And then I went, and then I said, I gotta go, I got a session. And then I left.
We were outside going, ooh, at the time.
Legit.
But you know, if college is working for you, stay in it.
Yeah, for real. It just wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
Somewhat similarly to Morgan and Kellen, I was a kid that grew up doing a lot of theater. And when I was a teenager, I got interested in voice acting. So I set up a little home studio in my closet, and I started auditioning for projects online. And I started booking a fair amount. It really boosted my confidence. And when I was 20, I moved to Dallas so that I could work at Funimation. Sent my demo in, got called in for an audition, and just started booking. So.
Was it voiceover specifically? Because I started out in Power Rangers, which was just an audition I went to, and I just was lucky enough to get it.
Nice.
But from there, there's a stunt team, the Alpha Stunts. They're Japanese guys, and after Power Rangers, they wanted to shoot an action film, and because I could do my own stunts, they cast me as the lead. But the sound equipment wasn't like they had a camera that was Japanese, but their sound equipment wasn't, so for whatever reason it didn't work. And so when the film was done, I had to go in and basically dub myself throughout this entire film. And as I was dubbing myself, the producer walked in and heard my voice, and he was like, hey, you got a good hero voice. And then he said, well, I want you to come audition for some of this animation stuff I'm doing. And I was like, of course, because I didn't have a job. So I went out to this audition, and they played me an English reference, and then they played me the Japanese, and they said, can you do something like the Japanese? And I said I could try, and I went for it, and I did that, and that was for Trigun, and I booked Trigun, and then that basically opened the doors for me. And then from there, it was like somebody said, they heard me in this, and won't you come audition for that,
Yep.
But basically, it's just the auditions, But I was kind of an actor, I guess, before that from Power Rangers. Well, if you can call that acting.
I think you can.
But yeah, I think if that's what you want to do, I would definitely say, if you're not acting, definitely act, and then try to get auditions, however you can.
And I think we can all agree that's the coolest origin story, right?
Yeah.
It involves
Yeah.
stunts.
No, my whole life is a fluke. Like
Yeah.
I just stumble into things left and right.
Yeah, I'm actually auditioning for a play soon.
Awesome.
Oh, excellent.
That's the best place to start.
Break
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah.
The things that you learn from stage, at least in my experience, have been the things that are most helpful in voice.
I've actually been doing theater since I was 6.
Then you are on
Goodness.
the right
You're on the
track.
right track?
Yeah.
What you doing then?
You're many steps ahead. That's awesome.
You probably should tell me what to do. I don't.
We're rooting for you. Awesome.
Thank you.
We wish you the best. Thank you for your question.
You're welcome. If you had to switch voices with a different character, who would you be the most terrified to voice?
Well, Max, let me tell you a story about a young man named Bakugo. And how I auditioned for that part. And how as soon as I put that audition out, I was terrified that I would book it. And when it was someone else, I was so happy. Because the pressure was
Hi,
off.
Cliff.
And he's doing a fantastic job. And I got my own loud guy later, so.
Yeah, Bakugo's there. Present Mike would also be terrifying. Just anyone who screams.
That's what I was gonna say. Someone who has to scream a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't. That would hurt after a while.
What is the name of the little boy with the balls on his head that he throws?
Mineta?
Oh,
Mineta.
That'd be
I
terrifying
would feel a
too.
little weird voicing Mineta.
So was the question, what would you be afraid of doing, or
Like terrified. Like if they give you the role, you would just like drop out. Like, nope, I'm terrified of this character. Nope.
It doesn't have to be for
I
my
don't,
hero.
I don't know. I usually just jump in and go, all right, let's see.
Yeah.
There is, I'm not going to say what the project was, but I did do a project. It was a motion capture and a voice on a game, and it was being done in Japan, and I was supposed to play a Japanese cop with a Japanese accent.
Oh.
And I was like, but we're in Japan.
Yeah.
You can get anyone
Get
that will do it,
Oh, yeah.
10 times or 100 times better than I could. But again, it was just one of those things where I was like, all right, I'll take it. We'll see what happens. And then they ended up replacing the voice.
All right.
So I was like, all right.
All's well that ends well. Did the check clear?
The check did clear. I just felt like I was very offensive, though, the entire time.
Hey, you got a free trip to Japan, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
I was wondering if you had to have a quirk in real life, what would you choose?
Okay, so I usually say flight.
Yeah.
Because I fly a lot, and it'd just be kind of convenient if I could just skip out on the traffic and when I drive and stuff. But also I'm afraid of heights, and I figured, hey, if I can fly, they say if you're afraid of heights, it means you're afraid of falling. But hey, if I can fly, I won't be afraid of falling, right? Or I'll just be in the sky screaming, ah!
Yeah, the whole time.
Like terrified as I fly. I don't know what the result would be, but I think flight might be a good superpower.
Everyone's afraid of falling, though.
Exactly, right?
Not afraid of heights. It's afraid of falling from that height.
Yeah.
That's what people say. But yeah, everyone should be afraid of falling, though, yeah? Unless you'd like bungee jumping.
And
Anybody?
skydiving.
Or skydiving. Oh, my God, I could never.
My fear of heights is not a fear of falling so much as it is a fear of jumping. Like, do you guys have the intrusive thought whenever you look down from a tall building?
Yes.
I wonder how long it would take. Like, it's, it's
That's interesting. I've never thought that, but I've heard that many times from other people where they're afraid that they're going to jump. And I'm like, wait, really?
Yeah, I'm
like, no.
I'm 98% sure I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That's enough to be like, yeah, I'm afraid.
Yeah, like that 2% is a big 2%.
Yeah. Van Halen tried to get me over that. It didn't work. I would love to heal the sick right now.
That would be pretty
Just
sweet.
like with a touch, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet. I don't have anything that sweet. I think I want the invisibility quirk, but I want an upgraded version of it that will take my clothes with it, so that I don't feel like a real monster anytime I'm just trying to hide. Because, like, yeah, if I have to strip down to go invisible, that makes me feel like someone who should be in jail.
Yeah.
But, like, if I could just, like, gone, fantastic.
Yeah.
But
You should go
unfortunately.
to Edna Mode.
Yeah.
She could do that for you.
Mode.
Yeah, I would probably go with the healing quirk as well. I feel like a monster because I didn't initially think of healing other people. I thought of healing myself because I am very clumsy and I'm always bumping into stuff, and so I'm just covered in bruises, and it'd be nice to not have any.
Did you hit your shin on the bed that they have in the hotel? I hit my
Yes.
shin on
Did
that
you?
bed. Yes, I did, multiple times.
They have motion-activated lights on mine, so I'm just like,
Mine
stay
too,
away
yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, yeah, mine does too, but I still hit it.
It's just a little light that comes on when you hit your shin.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as I hit it, it came on. Healing would be pretty awesome. I think that's probably a really good one.
Yeah, you'd steal mine?
But no, I'm going to let you have that.
Okay, John.
I'm going to stick with weather manipulation. Actually, teleportation would be kind of cool.
Oh, that too.
You
That's
could teleport. That'd be pretty
Nice.
dope.
Yeah.
You can get away from anything at any moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
might go with
stealing yours.
You want to trade? Let's
Let's trade. Thank you.
I was wondering, what's the biggest difference between voice acting and on-screen or theater acting?
You can't see us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with the obvious one out of the way,
Well, there's a ton of elements. Like, there's no like stage lights. There's no costumes. There's no audience to feed off their energy. You know, it's so in those aspects of acting, it is different.
Yeah, it's usually just a box with a microphone. So it's like what we're doing right now, except the wall would be right here. Sorry, sound guy. And it's you have to sort of create the world around you, which, you know, takes a lot of imagination and therapy.
yeah, I guess the joke answer is I have to wear blue light glasses when I voice act. But the honest, serious answer is I don't actually feel a lot of the difference moment to moment. I feel like acting is acting, and if you're doing it right one way, you can usually find ways to succeed in the other areas. But the biggest difference for me is like the stakes. If I mess up, there are 2 people who are going to see it. And that's so much better than like however many are in here right now, you know?
But, you know, you also usually have a partner when you're acting in front of people. Nowadays, especially for anime, we never really have anyone to act off of unless the engineer is kind enough to bring in the clips from the guy who recorded before. So, you know, that handicap is taken away as well.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, you don't have to memorize unless it's motion capture.
my God.
But yeah, I know.
I can't memorize my birthday. I'd be in trouble.
It's nice because the script is right in front of you. You don't have to memorize it. But you also don't get to read ahead because most of the time you're given the script the day of your session. So you don't get to read ahead
You're given your lines as you read them.
Yeah.
Once you walk in the booth, your
Yep, it's
script is there. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're basically cold reading, whereas if you're working on a film or a television series, you have a script for weeks or a month, you know, or if not longer than that, so you can prepare and you have your lines memorized. The other difference with voiceover, especially anime, is you got to match flaps, and that's a timing thing. That's also very different, and it's you just go. As soon as you walk in, you have a time, whatever that time is, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever. You're just in there acting the whole time. You might have a 5-minute break here, 15-minute break there, but you're just acting pretty much nonstop. On a film set or a TV show, you get in makeup, you're all dressed up in your character's outfit or wardrobe, and you have your lines and you're ready to go, and then they're setting up lights, and then you go, you do your little scene, and then you go sit down and you wait forever. So there's a lot of time where you're just sitting in your trailer or whatever and just hanging out and just waiting to act. And that's why a lot of times actors will try to stay in character throughout the day, is because otherwise they have to warm back up into it. Whereas when we get to go in the booth, well, we're just there. We're doing it already, and consistently. Whereas on a film set, you break character. You just go, oh, did it. All right, what's next? And then you move on to the next thing. So there's a lot more time in between.
Yep.
Thank you for your question. Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
The other thing is you could show up in PJs.
Oh, yeah.
Voiceover.
Yes.
You know, especially now, right?
We would just roll out of bed.
If
Boom.
that.
Yeah.
You just roll up in your boxers, right?
Yeah.
Roll out of bed.
Sounds ideal. Anyways, my question is, if you had to bring a non-My Hero character that you voiced into the world of My Hero Academia, which one would you pick?
10. Is there a 10? Is there a 14? You're 13. Is there a 14?
Is there?
I would just want to be another number.
Yeah.
As long as we can count. Or,
Right, yeah.
or
99.
Yes.
It's that Steely Dan song. 99. Oh, no, that's A19. Sorry.
So any character in the series?
Like any anime character that you voiced.
Oh, that I voiced.
Yeah, bringing somebody from another universe into.
Oh my goodness, Moroha from Yashahime.
Oh.
Yeah. She'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be fun to see people fight fiddlesticks in My Hero.
For me, I think the obvious answer would be Asta, but that's not the answer I'm going for. The answer I'm going for is Satoshi Fukube from Hyoka, because he is just a guy, and I just wanted to
Just a
drop
normal
him in
dude.
there, put him in one of the classes, and he just keeps having to be like, I don't think I belong here. But the problem is they brought him in during one of his cosplay episodes on Hyoka. So he shows up wearing like a universe suit and a big Saturn on his head. He looks right at home and he just keeps having to raise his hand and be like, I shouldn't, and Aizawa tells him to shut up. Like,
And then someone's like, "Oh, you're a hero, right?" And they put him like in the middle of battle.
and he is obliterated instantly. Oh no, my all over again.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm gonna go the obvious route. Noelle from Black Clover. She has magic, water magic, so she would fit right in with the rest of the kids, I think.
So I thought you said make up a character.
Oh.
So you're saying bring in one of our other characters?
Yeah, bring in like a character from an anime you voiced.
Oh. Artemis.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
See how you
Dig it.
doing there.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a fun one.
Okay. My question is, what has been your favorite line in the series and why?
Oh my goodness. You start.
Me start.
Yeah, I can't think of. There's a.
I like this one because it's like real advice. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
that's,
like that.
that's darn good. Honestly, most of my characters' lines have been from fight scenes. It's like there's nothing really there. Oh. Shota has a bit of an ego on him, and there is a line in the manga. The translation was, "That's why they call me the mobile Adonis." And then in the English dub, we ended up going with, "They don't call me the God Bod for nothing," or something like that. And it's just very nice. It's just very nice to hear body confidence coming from like this 4'11" kind of stocky guy, because that's who I was for like most of middle and high school before I hit my growth spurt. So it's just nice for somebody to be like, "That's why they call me the God Bod," and for nobody to be like, "They do?" Like they didn't even make a joke out of it. It was just he says it, and that's fine.
So Mandalay, her hero persona is like a little bit different from her actual personality. I think she's kind of reserved and serious, but her hero persona is a little bit more camp and a little flirty. And so I just remember I had to go say meow, like really sexy. And it felt very strange because she's like a mother. She has a child. And it just felt weird.
Ah, gosh. I was hoping I could remember some of them. I'll do a cheap knockoff version of it because it's been a while. Let's see. Only the strong will rule in my utopia. So, cheap version.
Nice.
Without any prep or. That's the only line I think I remember.
Yeah.
He didn't say a whole lot.
Powerful. It's a
There's
good
more.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know you guys have probably played a lot of different characters over the course of your voice acting career. So I just wanted to ask, how difficult is it to really get into your characters and really feel yourself into that role to voice act?
Simple answer, I just do what the director says. You know, when we audition, they tell us like what they want vocally and like here's the backstory of the character. We're honestly not given a lot of time sometimes though, because sometimes they're like, hey, I'm gonna cast you as this character, and they throw you in the booth and it's like, okay. Sometimes we're not given a lot of time to really dive into the characters.
The great thing about voice acting is that usually they'll have a reference file that's just like you saying a sentence from when you were in character. So they'll play that 1 or 2 times and you can sort of mimic it. And the cheat for voice actors is that when we hear that, we sort of associate that with the character and we just sort of bring ourselves in through hearing those words. They're like the Winter Soldier activation codes for us.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I do not plan. I am somebody who gets up in the morning without a clear idea of what's going to happen to him that day. I go with the flow, no matter what that flow is, unless that flow is fascism. But the thing that I do to get into character is I basically just put on a different pair of pants to fly by the seat of. I walk into the booth and they say, we're looking for something like this, and I say, we'll see what we can do. And you just give it your best.
Nice.
Yeah, if it's a recurring character and it's, for instance, like for a simuldub and some of those episodes are out, if I have time before my session, I might like scrub through an episode that's already out just to kind of refresh myself on, okay, what's their voice, what's their vibe. But yeah, mostly I just show up, hope there's a reference track, and do my best.
Yeah, all the same stuff. It kind of depends on the character. Sometimes with this one, I do remember he was more, like I could picture it more in my chest when I would speak. I had a little bit of direction from Colleen, who said, he's really big towards the end, and so we want to get to that place, but he's not there throughout. He says what needs to be said, but it's short and sweet kind of a thing. And so I felt like, and she wanted lower register, so that meant, for me, I pictured it in my chest more. And then I just went from there, for this specifically. But then it does depend on whatever I'm working on, if there's time to do it. In this specific thing, I was shooting a film in Houston and got the call, and so I had like I had like 30 minutes to get there, so I would warm up a lot, and I would try to find the voice inside my chest and be like, oh, there it is, right there, okay, I'll put it there. And then I just kind of went from there.
Yeah, vocal warm-ups are great. Always do those before and after a session.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What is your favorite obsolete anime?
Obsolete that we've worked on?
Yes. Or actually, no. Anything.
Oh. Like a show obsolete, like a show that...
Obsolete meaning
that
nobody
doesn't air
likes it?
anymore. Or
Like, it
isn't
can be
work-
good, but it can be kind of obsolete. Like, I know this one show called Flip Floppers, which I love. It's a
Okay.
nice show, but it's very not well known.
Okay.
Well, I like the dub for Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
Like the yes, right?
Yeah.
The original Ghost Stories, the script was awful. It was just the worst, and so Japan was like, they gave it to ADV Films, and they're like, do what you want with the script. It's awful. You just do what you want. And so they're like, okay. And so they did. And when you watch it, you think to yourself, am I watching an abridged series?
Yeah.
Like, that's how different it is. It's hilarious. And so I'd say, like, I don't know. It started out as obsolete, I guess, but then because of the dub, it's like one of the greatest comedies ever.
Definitely Bo 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 Bo.
Oh, man.
I adore that show. Because it came on at the apex of lay epic random humor, lols. But also Samurai Pizza Cats was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
For me, I'm not even confident I'm getting the title of this show right because I discovered it just blasted off NyQuil at 12 years old, could not sleep, was on Disney Channel, and suddenly I hear a theme song start up, and I look up and I see a flash of red and gold armor, and I hear the words, "We're going to Shinzo." And I think the show is called Shinzo.
Shinzo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And oh man, when that kid went from red armor to gold armor to get the business done, it got the business done.
I don't think this is a popular anime. There's an anime called Super Gals. And the English dub of it, the girls in the show had an accent. And so they were like, how do we localize this accent? But they were really feminine, into makeup and all of that stuff. So they were like, what if we just made them like talk like this all the time? And so the whole dub, they're just talking like this, and it's really funny. It's got like Lucy Christian in it. I just thought that was fun and cute, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
There's one I've been trying to find. I don't know the name of it. I only know just the images that I have in my head from when I was younger and I saw it. So I don't even know if I could describe it correctly. So I won't even mention that. But it is one that I worked on, Wolf's Rain. I wouldn't say, thank you, see? One person. But I wouldn't say it's obsolete. I would say that it was earlier in the anime rise, kind of when things were starting to come over here, that a lot of people really didn't see it. There wasn't any merchandise for it, but I thought it was a really great show and had a great score. It's just really a pretty show too.
Well, I haven't heard anybody do this yet, but my favorite anime is My Ordinary Life.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your questions.
Yeah.
What would happen if Deku gets all for one and one for all at the same time?
He'd be God.
Well, for one thing, he finally completes the phrase.
Yeah.
All for one and one for all.
Yeah.
I guess he'd become a pirate.
Ooh, what if they cancel each other out like two opposing rotational forces, and he just becomes a regular guy again?
Ooh.
That would be depressing.
Yeah. All comes back around.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming to the panel.